My name is Barbara Weitgruber. I'm Director General for Scientific Research and International Relations at the Austrian Federal Ministry of Education, Science and Research. I studied at the University of Graz. I'm an interpreter for English. I also have a 2-year diploma in media studies, as well as a master degree in English and American studies and interdisciplinary studies, and a Master of Arts in intercultural communication from the University of Illinois in Chicago.
Very good. May I ask you what caused you to choose your career path?
When I was working, I was also a teaching assistant at the University of Illinois in Chicago in mass media and communications. I was also working a lot with international students, and when coming back to the University of Graz, I was asked to be the first employee in the international office at the University of Graz to develop international relations for the university. And this was an exciting offer which I accepted.
Perfect. Would you mind telling us who has inspired you the most professionally?
I think it was not just one single person, but a lot of my professors, both at the University of Graz and then at the University of Illinois in Chicago, helped me find my path. Very importantly, especially in intercultural communication.
I see. And if you would like to know about your biggest career aspirations, what are those inspirations and aspirations?
I've always wanted to change the world, to make the world a better place, and I've not had one profession I really wanted to enter, but more or less when I started at the University of Graz, I was then hired to come to Vienna and become the head of the National Agency for EU educational programs. And when Austria joined the European Union, I was asked to take over a position in the ministry in charge of higher education and research, as it had to be officials of the respective member states to represent Austria then in the European Union. So it was more or less to be involved in higher education, European affairs, international affairs, that paved the way to my different professional career steps.
Perfect. And how long it took you to acquire your dream position, that you get to the point that you said, it's my dream position, but how long did you work for it?
Well, actually, I have enjoyed every single position I had. When I was asked to start the international office at the University of Graz, I was the first staff member, and I was able to build up something completely new. And when it was a great office, clearly embedded in the University of Graz with 10 staff members, I was asked to take over the agency in Vienna, and then I was asked to join the ministry. So every time, at that time in my career, it was the perfect position.
In your opinion, what are the biggest challenges facing the academic research community today, and how can we fix them?
Well, the framework conditions are very competitive all across the world for researchers. So I think it's important to actively try to find an institution which provides framework conditions that are suitable for the individual career, and it might be different for different researchers. So I think it's actively searching for the right institution and the right research group is important.
What piece of advice would you give someone who is just starting out their career?
I think it's important to really follow the pathway you want to go, be it in studies or doing research or choosing a professional career path. If you really want to be in a certain area, you will be best in doing what you enjoy doing.
Amazing. So if you had not become a policymaker, what would you have become instead?
I have no idea because there are so many options and I enjoy doing so many things. I love baking, I love cooking. I would also have gone into tourism, I think. I love languages, so being an interpreter would also be something that I would have enjoyed, I think.
And we ask all the time about the books, and if you would recommend only one book, what would that be?
For me, The Little Prince, Saint-Exupéry was very important. I love the French language and I have had 8 years of French in school, and that book is special.
Can you tell us a bit about your daily habits?
Well, I do work a lot. I'm in the office at between 7:15 and 7:30 in the morning, and I have very long hours. But luckily I enjoy what I'm doing. So it's actually a lot of meetings, negotiations, telephone calls, and of course guiding my staff. And it's also a lot of European and international travel, representing Austria in a number of committees within the European Union, but also international missions, where I have the honor and the privilege to be part of official delegations by the Austrian President or by the Austrian Chancellor, for instance.
Perfect. Probably two more questions, and the one that we would love to know about you is that what are the principles of working with your team?
Well, I have a very diverse team, and they're all enthusiastic about what they are doing. So it's letting them do what they can do best, and trying to have jointly defined goals that we will then see how to achieve.
So probably at the end, the best thing is that to ask you, what would be one thing in your life that you would love to be remembered of? That one thing that everyone remembers you because of that.
Well, having made a difference for science and research in Austria.
Perfect. Is there anything else you would like to add at the end?
Well, I think maybe something like an advice for especially young researchers or scientists is just to be true to yourself and follow your pathway, even if the framework conditions do not seem to be perfect. It will work out if you're really committed and convinced to do what you do.
Thank you very much for your time.